Good afternoon, everyone. This is Melvin with Larry and Melvin. I'm Melvin.
And I'm Larry.
We're happy to be here today with another video, and we want to get right into it. I want to talk about something that just happened in the news.
Ooh, Lord.
That's very devastating to me personally, and I'm sure to
you.
Yeah.
It's breaking my heart just thinking about it.
I'm a little emotional right now. We're talking about the reported death of Kobe Bryant by all the news agencies. USA Today, AP, everybody is reporting that he died in a helicopter crash
in
Calabasas. And I'm devastated. I'm heartbroken. This is really sad news. I mean, give me your thoughts.
It's horrible because it's not just, and let's keep it a whole buck. It crosses over past basketball or celebrity.
Oh yes.
This is a good brother that had a family, just had a baby back in June
of 19.
He just had a baby. Whole life he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's a good father, good brother. He was providing and doing things with his family. I just want them to know, you're in my prayers.
Yes. My thoughts and prayers are going out to his wife, Vanessa,
and his children,
and all of his kids. This is unbelievable. You never know what's going to happen in life. And I think it's a lesson to all of us to enjoy every minute you're here on earth. And I think we really have to pray, about everything.
More importantly, that's why it's so important to make sure that you are happy in your life and that you are living your best life, that you are being content in what you do, because Edgar Allan Poe said it best. No one knows for whom the bell tolls, because it may well toll for them.
That's right. So give me your best Kobe moment. Give me his 20-year career. Give me your best Kobe. Is it the 81 points he scored in the game?
No. My favorite Kobe moment had to be, I remember I was in New York at the time, and the Lakers came to Madison Square Garden. And, Kobe, he was just getting himself. He'd been in the league a couple of years. He was feeling himself a little bit, and Kobe went crazy. He was dunking on everybody. This was the Knicks. This was the Knicks. We got beat up. Oh man, Childress. Kobe jumped. It looked like he did a Jordan dunk because he jumped from so far out.
Yeah,
and it looked like he still had another feet or two where he could have went.
Wow.
And he dunked on him, and I'm sitting back like, and I had to catch myself because the dunk was so insane. I was like, man.
Wow.
And that's when I was like, it was a love-hate relationship. I loved to see him play, but I hated to see him play the Knicks.
I see.
So it was just, it was one of those type of things.
Well, my favorite Kobe moment was his last game. I mean, when he scored those 60 points and all the celebrities was there, I mean, it was a spectacle to see. I enjoyed it. I even watched the commercials. And I tell you, as a man, there was a tear or two in my eye on his last game. When he scored those 60 points and he was making shots that was just unbelievable. He couldn't miss.
Mm-hmm.
And the camera people were putting the camera on Shaq to get his reaction, and they put it on Snoop Dogg to get his reaction, and everybody was just in awe. And my mouth was just wide open. I'm like, here is this guy, late 30s, last game.
Nothing to prove.
And he scored 60 points, and his teammates was just feeding him the rock.
Oh, yeah.
Just feeding him the rock.
Oh, yeah.
And some people say they wasn't playing defense. Oh yeah, they was playing defense.
I would have thought,
this guy was awesome.
See, I would have thought that game would be the game that you kind of ease back a little bit.
No,
and let him do his thing.
Tore him up.
Yeah.
60 points.
Jesus.
I mean, it was devastating. I just loved it. So throughout this episode, this video, if you see me get a little emotional, that's why. I mean, it's unbelievable news.
It's just unbelievable, horrific news. It is. It's just sad beyond sad
Oh
because you
man,
have a guy who literally
everything.
has had everything, went through adversity, went through problems, came back from those problems,
Yes, yes. And I'm so
and
glad him and
rose
Vanessa
tall.
stayed together.
Yes,
Yes.
and not only did he stand tall, but not only, and one thing I really, and speaking once again, speaking as a black man in particular, Kobe's dedication to black kids and inner city youth.
Yes.
A lot of stuff that a lot of people didn't know
That
about
he did.
that he was doing was
Yes.
insane. Not only that, him standing in his own skin and openly saying straight up, I am a black man. I am not mixed with da da da. I do have these different in my blood,
Right.
but by all accounts, I'm a black man.
And
something that a certain golfer should learn from.
leave my man Tiger alone.
But I digress. This is about Kobe. Kobe not only...
Did you know he spoke Italian and Spanish?
Yep.
Wow.
Fluently. You got to remember because he was raised over in Italy. And
yeah.
his father, I believe his father was an airman.
Yes.
And
yes.
so because his father was an airman, you know, Kobe, that's all he did was speak.
Yeah.
Italian.
I mean, I admired the guy. At his press conferences at basketball games, the reporters would ask him questions in Spanish and Italian. And he would answer fluently. I was like, go ahead, Kobe. Go, baby. Yes.
But see the thing about it that was cool with that is that at first when he was talking and he used to speak fluent Italian, the people used to ask him questions in Italian to see if they could throw him off. And then he would answer them completely and give them a full view of what his capability was.
He wasn't no joke, baby.
That's when... And he was part, and I believe he's part owner, and he was part owner of a soccer club over in Italy. I think he was.
I'm not sure.
I'm not 100% sure. This is not research, but I believe so. Not
41.
to mention 41.
God.
Whew, that makes you kind of appreciate life a little bit more because with us, man.
Whew. Rest in peace, Kobe. Rest in peace,
man.
brother.
You are surely going to be missed.
Yes.
We are surely...
I'm already missing you.
The lights are going to be a little bit dimmer in Staples Center.
Can you imagine how Shaq is feeling right now?
You know, I know he's got to be devastated as much as everyone else because, you know...
That is just
for
horrible.
them. But what was great is
all
that
his teammates.
But they came back. What I loved about Shaq and Kobe, they had that thing on TNT where they came back and talked it out.
Yes.
And they were able to talk and they were able to get close and they were able to cry it out a little bit and they was able to be back to...
I bet the whole NBA community is just devastated.
It's a huge hit.
The people that played in his era, the early days, Michael Jordan, Isaiah Thomas of Detroit, I know they're just devastated. I mean, this is really...
Dumars, you know, you got all these different... Charles Barkley. I mean, I'm going to be looking to see what everybody has to say because you know, there's going to get a lot of reactions. I'm
looking forward to that too because here's a guy that did everything right, no drugs, no alcohol, and his life just cut short like that is just horrible.
It only goes to show that life is fleeting, and you got to be happy with your life.
You couldn't pay me to get on a helicopter.
Funny enough, I can't say that.
Pay me $1 million to get on the helicopter.
I'll probably be banned from getting on helicopters now after this situation.
I'm not getting on them. And I pray every time I go up in an airplane.
You know, I like I said, with me, I've been able to travel. So, you know, it doesn't matter. You can walk out your door. You know,
I know.
When God says He's ready and He says your spot is provided for you, you can't hide from it.
I know.
So I just take it.
Life
as it is.
Short and precious.
Life is precious, and life is.
Okay, I want to move on to something that's really current in the news right now.
Okay.
The coronavirus that started in China.
It started in the Wuhan district.
Yes. So, I mean, what are your thoughts about this? Because we really don't have a lot of information about it. I mean,
see, this is the thing. This is the thing for me, and this is one of the things that some people took it offensive way, but you know, I've had the distinct pleasure of being a chance to go over to China and being around and immersing myself somewhat in the culture.
Okay.
So the difference with one of the main reasons why a lot of these places in China, like they had the mad cow disease that went crazy over there. They had the SARS. They had a couple others. So what you're dealing with is
there's so many people.
It's not even that. You got to remember that, and this is no way meant for disrespect. This is just what it is. A lot of things that we take as for pets or for viewing, they view as food.
Right.
They like shark. They eat shark.
Right.
They eat tiger. They eat whale. Yeah. They eat all the different types of indigenous birds that are specific. So what happens is that food is not properly prepared.
Yeah.
Then you have a thing that happens, and once you get infected with something and you start coughing and sneezing, the disease is now airborne.
I mean, this virus is something else.
But what's really crazy about this situation is that not only did it happen in a highly populated area,
right?
It began to spread because now you see they had one come up in Chicago, one came up in the state of Washington. And
they got 4 confirmed cases in California right now.
And this is where the whole thing is.
One at the Aggies, Texas A&M, they had a student with the coronavirus.
Right. So generally, what you're looking at is that when you're in China, those diseases are able to spread so fast because
of airplanes.
Not only because of airplanes, but because there's tons of people.
Yes,
there's tons of people going in, tons of people going out. That's why a lot of times with China, what they like to do is they like to section off an area. They do like Africa, like they do in Africa. They'll section off an area and try to let the disease kill itself off.
Oh, I see.
And either
like quarantine it.
Yeah, they quarantine an area and let the disease kill itself. So once the disease has no other host that it can go into, then you say, "Oh, the coast is clear. We can go back in now."
Yeah.
The problem with that now is that with China, because keep having a consistent attraction to these types of diseases, that now they're actually getting out more fast and frequently.
Yeah.
And people are traveling with these diseases and they're passing them on to all these other places. But I think I say, like I said before, they have to find a way to start regulating everything, just like we do here in the United States. They have to become more regulatory with the way they do things, especially with food and stuff like that. Because not only with food, with animals, because like over there they have no protection for animals.
Yeah,
they have no protection for animals, so you can whale and you can kill and hunt until there's no restrictions. So you can do all that until the animal is completely gone.
Yeah, but I just think the fist pump is gonna come back because I don't like to shake hands. Just give me one.
It ain't gonna
that's all we can do right there.
At this point, I'm not trying to touch nobody. I
don't like shaking hands. I never have. Because when you do this, you getting everything. And then if you don't wash your hands right away and have a tendency to do this or wipe your mouth or you spreading germs that way.
Me, I'm one of those.
I just be like, "What's up, brother?"
I always
just tap and keep it moving.
I always tend to be one of those people who like to carry a ton of sanitizer.
Yeah,
I'll shake your hand even if I'm in the gym and I just got finished lifting weights. I'm
I don't blame you.
And I tell people in a heartbeat. I mean, it's like it's no disrespect. It's just
hey,
you might be sick and you might not even know it.
So I just look at them and say, "Corona." They be like, "Oh, I understand."
Not the beer.
Not the beer. Not the beer.
Baby, no,
the virus.
But that's one of the things that they've always had issues with is that. Like they had the bird flu.
Yes.
They had SARS. They had
the list goes on.
It goes on and on. And because, like I said, the thing about if their food is not prepared properly, if there's any type of if people are not cooking and making sure that
salmonella,
you get these, but then it turns around and turns into something else. So it's just being more careful.
All right, let's keep it moving.
Go.
All right, I want to ask you something that a lot of people will find a little sensitive.
Okay.
Because I want to talk about Serena Williams, and do you think it's time for her to retire?
No, I do not. I think.
Let me frame it for you because she's getting up in age. She's won every major title it is to win. Monetarily, I'm sure she has enough money.
Well, her husband is the owner of Reddit.
Right. So my question is,
she's never gonna be without money.
Why do you keep playing and maybe tarnishing your legacy as one of those persons who didn't know when to stop. I mean, you could say Muhammad Ali did it. Did he box too long? Floyd Mayweather got out at the right time, 50-0. I think it's time for Serena to retire right now while her legacy is intact, on top of her game. What do you think?
I think that Serena, the only person that can answer that question is Serena.
Right, but what is
in my
your
personal opinion?
Yeah.
I feel like she should stay in it.
I feel
like she can keep playing for at least because you got to remember Arthur Ashe, before he left tennis, he was what, 43, 44, and he was still winning Grand Slams and stuff like that.
I'm not sure.
I mean, he was up in age.
Yeah.
And he was still playing and playing effectively at this age, because you got to remember, just like where you had a lot of NFL, a lot of NBA players who play at a certain point, when you hit the heights like where she's at, you're not playing for money or accolades. You're playing for this. But
she's losing.
But the thing is this is the thing.
I'm a big Serena fan, but I just think...
But see, I'm thinking that her losses, she is contending with people
at a high level.
Not only at a high level, but you're dealing with a lot younger people.
Oh, yeah.
What, they got that 15-year-old?
Coco.
Oh, my God. 15.
Yeah.
So,
she's going to be devastating for a long time.
So Serena needs to go ahead and be honest and say, you know what? I got one more Grand Slam in me, but then I'm going to just play for the love of the game. I'm going to play because I enjoy doing it. That's what it got to be. That's what it breaks down to. And as far as her legacy, there's nothing that can
tarnish it.
Because you got to remember, Michael Jordan went and played baseball and then came back to the NBA
and won another title
and tore it up again.
Yes,
then when Jordan came back and destroyed it, and I mean, and let's be realistic here, he destroyed it.
I think if he hadn't went and played baseball, he would have more than 6 titles.
Of course he would. But the thing
7 or 8.
But the thing about it is, how many people bring up his baseball career unless it's a joke? Unless joking.
But he lived his dream,
and he leans into that joke. Yep, I should have never played baseball.
He lived his dream.
But you know why he lived his dream? Because despite what nobody says, he can still look at him and smile and say, "You absolutely right." So I'm gonna walk in the Jordan Tower real quick. This wing Nike. And we're gonna laugh about that up in my office that had the fireplace. And
so you think she should keep playing?
I think she should keep playing,
and I think she should retire.
I think she should keep playing as long as she feels that she can. Man, when she starts looking, when her trainer and her coach and her husband and her little girl start looking at her going, "Oof," then she would think about it. But until then, girl, do your thing. You are a freak of nature in the best sense possible. You are amazing. You're beautiful.
Yes,
and you've been doing your thing for so long that nobody else can touch you. No matter how many others come behind you, they're going to fight to become the next who. That's why when you see all these young girls, and let's keep it a whole buck, there are a lot of
where do you get these sayings from? Keep it a whole buck.
Yeah, that's what they say all the time. I'm trying to stay relative right now. I'm trying to stay relative. That's what they say. Keep it $100 like $1 a buck.
Oh, okay.
So, but when you keep it a whole 100, you got to understand that why are so many black women and so many young black girls coming into tennis? Because
that's true.
They are looking at, and who are they comparing themselves?
She's very inspiring.
And who are they comparing themselves to? The yardstick from Compton. You damn right. And for her to sit back and all of a sudden say, for her to sit back and all of a sudden say, "Oh, I don't want to play no more." That's not going to happen. She can play, and she still got 100-mile-an-hour serve. I say, do your thing, girl.
Well, we're going to agree to disagree. I think she should retire on top, and you think she should keep playing. All right, let's move right along. I want to talk about something else that's been in the news, and also I think it's relevant. This hot singer Lizzo. Am I pronouncing it right?
Yes,
Lizzo.
You are. Yep.
She has a weight concern, and some prominent people are telling her that she's setting a bad example, and it's not okay to be that size, and blah blah blah. What do you think about that?
I'm going to say, and I'm going to say straight up, Lizzo, girl, keep doing what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Keep doing what you're doing because, once again, another quote. One of the famous people who made Green Eggs and Ham, the famous person who
Sam
wrote,
I Am.
No. Green Eggs and Ham, he wrote the Whoville and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Seuss.
Yes, he said it best. He said, be who you are and say what you want.
Okay.
Because the people who mind don't matter. And the people who matter don't mind.
There you go.
So keep doing you. You're changing the game when it comes to heavier set women because for so many years.
Do you have all these quotes written down? Because trust me, he got 1 million of them.
They're in a whole bunch of books over there by my bed that I sit back every night and I'm, come here, honey, this is going to be good. No, but Lizzo needs to keep doing it. Keep doing it because the people who mind.
Well, why are people hating on her?
Because for so many years the whole propaganda machine that works.
Skinny.
I know Bo Derek is running on the beach, and if
she's a 10.
Yeah, and then you have a sister that braids, and she has some hips, and she got a little bit to her. Oh God, you're unhealthy. You know, the idea of people trying to worry about somebody's weight makes me sick. If it is not a medical issue, leave them alone. You know, like I said. Lizzo is really literally changing.
She's hot.
Not only that, but she is changing people's identities. Because how many heavy-set women have identity crisis? How many heavy-set women have problems with their body where it destroys them? Right. And they break their neck trying to diet, and they do all these dangerous diets. When she's
out there, I seen her at the Laker game
with the butt cut out like yes. I was crying.
I was like, "Go ahead, Lizzo, go ahead." Yeah,
because
so I'm with you on this.
That's what we need. We need people who are going to stand out there and say, "This is who I am." And if you don't like it, cool. If you like it, cool.
Yeah.
Because like I said, like me, I'm getting my butt back in the gym, and once again. I'll be back in the gym 7 days a week. But am I worried about what people think of my body? No. Because I only got one person I got to make happy.
That's right. All right. That's cool. I agree with you on that.
Right.
I guess I'll let you give me some of your topics. So, I don't want to hog the whole show here.
So what I want to get into, and I hope this brother gets a chance to see this video because I watched one of his videos on YouTube, and it asked an important question. His name is Scott Carter, and he had a question: are you teachable?
Of course.
Now, not everybody can say that.
Well, I am
because the idea
I don't know everything,
but I'm saying how people take in knowledge. That's the thing. A lot of people like if you are sitting in a setting in a classroom setting, you're going to be willing to take in that knowledge, and you're going to be open because you're sitting in a setting. If you're sitting outside that setting,
like on the street.
Exactly. And you have a brother come up to you and he starts trying to tell you things about life.
How you going to react.
How your reaction is.
That's true.
And that's where the question becomes, are you teachable? And that was such a powerful video that that I saw on his YouTube site that I had to turn around and bring it to ours because not a lot of black men are teachable. Not a lot of black men are willing to listen and learn because you see it every day when you have young men where you'll see an older brother try to come up to some young guys who might be doing something off the cuff.
That's true.
And the first thing they do, oh man, you hating. Oh, you did, da.
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to save your life, brother. Yeah. No, I'm trying to tell you something that you could benefit from.
Especially these young guys with their pants sagging all the way down and their underwear showing. And you try to tell them you look like a fool and they be like, go on somewhere, old school. You know.
Exactly. For the simple fact, and that's the problem is that they're.
But I bet if you did a survey with the majority of females, any age, they would look at that in a negative light.
Hands down.
So why is it so popular? Tell me that. Why is this pants down here? So is it because of the rap videos or?
So what it is, and this is the thing. What happens is you have a lot of us as brothers and sisters. We are the ones that the black fashion has been the dominant thing worldwide, and how black people tend to dress and carry themselves became a staple in all genres of life. Okay. So what you have is when you have a situation, because while all these people are talking about skinny jeans, punk rockers back in the 80s and 90s in Britain were wearing skinny jeans, and the reason why they wore those, it was a statement like, I dare you to say something about my jeans.
So you think that's what they doing with the sagging pants? They doing it as a rebellion?
Rebelling? All of it is a rebellion. All of it is a rebellion. That's why you get those people that want to, they're going to go against the grain. If you tell them, pull your pants up,
they're going to pull them down further.
Exactly. Oh, Lord. So it's all a rebellion. It's all to stand out, because in this day and age, kids back nowadays, and they learned it, unfortunately, from us, that they have a need to, if you're not standing out, you're not important. But you don't want to stand out by yourself. You want to stand out in the group.
I see.
You want to be looked upon as important in the group. So rather than how you get a lot of young brothers who are now the younger guys are standing out and doing their own thing. And they're saying, I'm creative and I'm this and I'm that, you know, because this is how I want to be. This is how you look at people like Nas X, who made a country song.
Yes.
Then he stood out.
Popular country song.
And he stood out on his own with this.
But since you brought that up, let me ask you this. Why do you think the country music industry went against him and this gentleman, this guy had to come in. Billy Ray Cyrus had to come in and sing the song with him for it to be accepted. He wasn't country enough on his own.
Simply put.
Is that racist?
Yes, it is. That's exactly what it is. You got to remember, who was the last black person that actually sang country? Charlie Pride. Charlie Pride sang country.
Well, you got Hootie and the Blowfish. Darius Rucker, he sung some country.
He sings pop. He doesn't. His stuff is not listed as country. If you honestly, no. If you look under his name and what his music is considered, it's considered pop. It's not
love him
country.
and Hootie and the Blowfish.
You had people like K. Michelle, who was trying to play. Larry doesn't do. I can't. I just.
All right.
My mind says no. It shuts down.
You don't like Darius Rucker?
I just don't like country music.
Okay.
It's just not my genre.
Well, when he was with Hootie and the Blowfish, that wasn't
I didn't like Hootie and the Blowfish either.
Get out of here!
I couldn't get into it. That was just
you didn't like Hootie and the Blowfish?
Nope. And I like Suicidal Tendencies. I like Psychedelic Furs. I like what's my White Stripes. I like.
But you didn't like Hootie and the. I loved Hootie and the Blowfish.
I thought
they had such a following in South Carolina that it was incredible. I mean, they had a following that.
I like Nirvana a lot better than I like
people would come to the club. They knew all of their songs. That's how they got discovered.
Right.
One of the, I think a talent scout or somebody came to the club, and it was just
shit. I like Nirvana. That was my stuff. I liked what's my favorite? The Ramones.
Okay.
I like the Ramones. Those were my boys. I used to sit there and listen to that. My mom be like, "Oh, you crazy?"
Well, I like Darius Rucker. I got a few of his CDs.
You're on that one.
Is that still in CDs or am I?
No,
I'm okay. Well, I guess I'm old school.
Just say you got the album.
I'm old school. All right.
But
give me another topic.
Okay, so what we're looking at, what I want to talk about, and this was something that really touched me, and I loved it. It broke my heart, but I loved it so much. So the Breakfast Club, the radio show.
Breakfast Club.
Yeah, they did
with Charlamagne the God.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they did an interview with Botham John's sister, the one that got killed in Dallas by the female police officer walking in his apartment.
Oh, yeah.
Killed him.
Yeah.
And then they had the parents of another brother that was killed, and they were talking about the police reforms, and they were talking about one of the things that struck out to me, and this is the question I want to pose to you. They forgiveness. So the sister said the brother, Botham John's brother, came up to her and hugged her and said, "I forgive you."
In court. Yeah.
The sister and the mother and the father said, "No, we're not there yet." Which is a real response.
Right.
But because, they lost their baby.
Wow.
And you are the one who took their baby.
Yeah.
And you took it under the guise because you are a police officer, you feel like it's okay. So I want to pose to you, so what is your thoughts on forgiveness in that type of scenario?
Well, I think forgiveness is an individual thing. And I really believe that this young man was sincere. When it
Oh, I believe it
happened,
too.
it was a lot of talk about it, and
Mm-hmm.
and I actually saw it live, and when it occurred, and I think that he was very sincere, and he's a very religious person,
Mm-hmm.
and the gentleman that died was also of the same
Right.
religious,
Yep.
and when you're a Christian, you have forgiveness in your heart. And as I can give you another, not to get off the subject, but
No,
I
go
give
ahead.
you another example in South Carolina when that deranged guy came in and shot all them
Dylan
people.
Ruth, who
Dylan
shot,
Root,
who walked into
he
the church.
shot and
Yep.
shot all them people who were at Bible study on a Tuesday.
He had been scheming on.
They
doing
were
that for
really
months.
Christians,
Yes.
and they forgave him. I mean, it shocked people when it happened. It shocked people that they can say, "We forgive you, we love you." But you have to understand Christians. That's the way the Bible says you should be. You gotta have forgiveness in your heart. But like I said originally, I think it's an individual thing. What I have been able to do it, maybe not so much.
See, so my take on it, and this is where, once again, as normal, we're going to butt heads.
Sure.
I believe and I believe that it is a Christian thing to forgive. I believe
Yes.
that he, by forgiving her, he was freeing himself
That's
of
right.
that pain. But I am going to say I'm with his sister on this.
Oh, I already knew
to
that.
Where you expect me to kumbaya it out with you after you killed my brother or my sister or you killed my son?
Oh, I know what you'd have did.
Oh, no. I would have. We're not gonna talk about what I would have did.
Oh, I already know.
We're gonna stick within the YouTube guidelines and not go there. But that forgiveness would have been the least of the things on my mind, because at this point,
I know.
Just the callousness.
Yeah.
That you can walk into my son's...
They invited you in.
No, I'm saying with the girl, Dylan Roof. I'm gonna get to in a second.
I'm
gonna get to him in a second, because I'm hoping that some white supremacists pick this up.
But I don't think it was a mistake with the female cop. I really don't.
Really? Duh. It wasn't a mistake.
I know it
wasn't. She had full intentions, because she went a floor up and she walked into the door. So she had to have some knowledge of who was there.
It doesn't matter. Anybody should know what they damn apartment looked like.
Not only that, anytime when you're opening doors and stuff, when people were showing how the situation worked, and there should have been no way she should have been able to walk in there.
Well, that's why she's in jail.
Well, see, the thing about it, and this is another thing that I get into with that. My thing with that is that she got 10 years. And the only reason why she got 10 years is because what she did was straight up callous.
Yeah.
The thing about it, that was the only reason, because
she's guilty.
There are so many
ifs, ands, or buts. She's guilty.
So ask those Texas marshals who went in there, who did their first initial walk of that, and talked about, well, she can go home. It was an accident, and then
whatever.
Exactly. And Dylan Ruth, you sack of shit. Dylan Ruth, I hope them brothers are beating your ass every fucking day, you piece of shit.
Take it easy, Larry.
He literally walked into the church. He had scoped that church out for months.
Yes.
He scoped that church out for months.
And they didn't know him, invited him in, as Christians do. Open arms, open door.
Exactly. And they turned around, because you want to know a simple truth about that church? That church doors never have been locked. Ever since that church's inception, they had never had to lock the doors. They would invite people in at any time of the night, and there were people who were living there who would normally come out and greet you and make sure that you're okay, make sure if you need anything, if you need information, they would greet you with nothing more than a kind word and a smiling face.
Yes.
This brother, this young sack, oh boy, I can't wait till you die, because boy, there's a nice little spot out in hell that I hope you end up in.
Yeah.
But you went in there and you killed these brothers and sisters. You killed a sister in there.
9 of them?
There was 9 of them. He killed a sister
Bible
in there.
Study.
Not only that, the worst, he killed a woman in there. She was 96 years old. She was one of the brothers of the church. And he shot her dead for no other reason than. And this is why I hate that young man so much. The color of our skin.
Yes.
And you expect me to forgive you?
Oh, I know you
expect me to even care about you at all. But the icing on this, and then I'm going to let this go, and we're going to move on to the next subject. The fact that the police officer who arrested him, did you see how they arrested him?
I know.
Put your hands up. Just put your hands behind your back. We're gonna check your pockets.
You know what would have happened if he was black? They gave him some. They took him to McDonald's.
No, they took him to Burger King. Yeah. So, are you hungry? Are you hungry? The only thing I love about this situation,
South Carolina.
This is the rest of the story though, because those police officers, they were so gentlemen. They had arrested a couple black men before that.
I bet they didn't offer them no food.
Oh, not only did they not offer them any food, they slammed them on the ground, had knees in their neck, and Brooke had the brother's kins cut up because it was he had the guy's face scraped up against the concrete.
I believe
the same two officers who picked up Dylan Roof, they did all that to a black man. And then so the wonderful thing about God and all His mercy is that God loves to laugh as much as I do. Yeah. And in God's laughter, He said, we're going to accidentally let those cameras come out on how you treated those black men. And so when they looked at that, Internal Affairs had a quick look and glance at it and asked him.
Yeah. Did you see
So why did you do them that way and did him that way?
Did you see Obama when he did the eulogy? It was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
It was beautiful. You talk about tears coming down my face. It was just beautiful.
Well, that's because you have a person who was eloquent.
He talked about grace. Mm-hmm. And I remember it like it was just. As a matter of fact, I watch it at least once every other month on YouTube. It's just something.
And that was the thing that really stuck out to me. But then, okay, so while we're on this, I want to talk to you. I want to ask you about something too.
Sure.
So we've already talked about. I think we talked once about the black vote on our show.
Okay.
And I wanted to talk about the black vote locally.
Okay.
So one of the things that I've always noticed is that we come out in droves to make sure we vote for presidents when we can.
Right, nationally.
Unless we don't like either person running, because Hillary and Trump kind of showed that. And,
right.
But when you had that situation with Roy Moore was running for Senate.
Yeah,
and come to find out,
Alabama,
he said a whole bunch of disparaging things about black people, and I like to once again. I got to pat the sisters on the back because they came out in droves
and defeated him.
They defeated him so much to the point that where the rest of the world had to stand up and take notice. But you already know how much I love sisters because of your strength and dexterity. But now I want to ask you, how do you feel about the local vote, and how you feel about how can we as a people begin to put ourselves in position to where we can get more black people to vote locally.
Sure.
As well as nationally.
Well, the thing about voting is you have to have a candidate that's inspiring. You have to motivate people. And on the national level, that's what happened with Obama. He was so inspiring with his orator and his speech that he inspired people, he motivated people, and he the first black person to be president. Yeah. So you have to be able, and I don't think Hillary Clinton motivated people. I mean, they was just.
I think the whole thing.
They were just going through the motions, and I think in order to get locally or nationally, if you want to get people out to vote, you have to work hard and motivate them and be inspiring.
Well, I mean,
otherwise. It's no interest to me if you win.
But then
if you really want to win, you have to motivate me.
So my question becomes
to leave my house, get in my car, go down to the polling place, and vote for you.
But I disagree, and I disagree from the standpoint that you got to be motivated.
You do.
I disagree from the fact that the motivation should be there. Because
it should be.
Martin Luther King says all the time, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
And I agree with that. It should be. A whole lot of things should be, but you have to get people inspired in order to get them out to vote for you.
I get that, but see, I'm looking at it in terms.
I mean, because actually you're supposed to vote your pocketbook. Yes. As a citizen of this country, you're supposed to vote. Nobody should have to make you vote.
Right.
Nobody should have to do tricks or do a concert or anything else to make you vote. That should be your civic duty, never to miss no election.
I
don't care if it's city council, what it is. You need to vote every time they have an election.
Go ahead, President Mel.
Vote.
Melly Mel for president, y'all. Let's go.
But people are not like that.
Exactly.
I mean, if you look at my voting record, I haven't missed an election since I was 18. Wherever I live, I'm going. No matter. I don't care if it's for if it's for a street sweeper. If it's a vote, I'm voting one way or the other.
And I'm just saying, and the thing about
but everybody is not like us.
Right.
Some people you have to drag them. You have to give concerts in order for them to come out and then get the message to them. You have to do this. You have to have giveaways.
Right.
If you really want to get people out to vote, you got to inspire them.
The thing is, what really,
and you got to go to where they are.
What really,
churches, schools, wherever.
But what really the biggest change, and this is the thing.
So, do you agree?
I do, okay. And I.
Well, you said you disagree.
No, I disagree with the need for us to have to be inspired.
Well,
I'm talking about
reality,
I'm saying you're right. That is the reality.
Yes.
That is. I'm saying from the standpoint of what you're saying, you're 110% right. Yes. I'm saying I disagree with us having to have the need. We're not too far removed from slavery where they can't just bring back a good old Jim Crow laws and start doing what they've been like they did before. People, we're so.
I don't think so.
What I'm saying is because we're so relaxed on everything. When you look at it, one of the biggest things that I ever saw, and it was one that it amazed me, and I thought about it. The Orson Welles, 1984.
Yeah.
Reread that book.
Yeah.
Tell me that's not everything that's going on right now, where they tell you don't believe your ears and don't believe your eyes. Yeah. You know. They tell you that you have curfews and you can only do this and you can only do that.
I understand.
Tell me that's not. Time News had an article, and on the front page of Time News they said 1964, and it had a red line through it, and it said 2017.
Right.
Talking about the Ferguson riots and all that stuff, and talking about how bad the treatment is. The thing is that we should be inspired just for the fact that we don't want to lose rights.
That's right. We don't want to go backwards.
And that we're currently in court. That Trump's lawyers are currently in court right now, trying to take away from us. They're trying to take affirmative action away from black people. They're trying to take affirmative action in college. They're trying to take away civil rights.
You know why? They say it's not needed anymore.
But see,
get out of here.
And this is the trick.
That's ridiculous.
Because they're trying to reestablish redlining.
Oh,
and they're saying, well, it should be left up to the business because, black people are owning homes now. But you're trying to reestablish something so you could take away the rights that we had.
Redistricting.
Not only redistricting, they're trying to change all of that to bring redlining. And what redlining was where there was a firm red line of areas where black people were not allowed to live in.
It's ridiculous.
So what they're doing is, while we're sitting at home doing these local votes, these people are actively fighting to take away these rights.
I know.
So when you're sitting at home, that should be your motivation.
Right.
If you're not even motivated for yourself, you should be motivated for your kids, your grandkids, your future legacy. Because these things are going to be...
You said the key word.
Should. And if you're not motivated by that, then I will question you as a person.
Let me give you an example, and then we'll move on.
Right.
In the Rosa Parks funeral, I was there in Detroit. And
you was there for all of them.
Yes, I was there. And Al Sharpton gave a speech, and he said, here you are in Detroit. You got cell phone, pager, all these items allotted to you, and nobody should have to beg you to vote. Nobody's sicking dogs on you. Nope. Nobody's spraying water hoses on you. Yep. But yet we gotta beg you to go out and vote.
Amen.
He said it's ridiculous.
It is.
I mean, I was there for the whole funeral, maybe 6-7 hours. That's the only time I stood up and waved my arms. I was like, go ahead, go. Yep. Because that is so right. He said that during the in Montgomery, Alabama, during the bus thing, they stayed off the buses for a whole year. Yep. They organized that. Yep. He said you can't even organize a damn block club.
Nope.
And you got pager, 2 cell phones on your hip. That's when pagers was big. I think it was 2005. And you're not doing anything. He says nobody should have to beg you to vote. And that's still true today.
Look, and I'll give you a prime example of how how the machine is working and how voting is so unpopular. Look in your city, Detroit.
Yeah.
They did your city dirty. They could not. The government just stopped helping. They was not giving them, and then they made Detroit default on all their loans. And what happened?
Yeah.
Detroit became, and then they took and closed down all the supermarkets in the city and put them where? Out in the suburbs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then so when
It's
black
horrible,
people who so when black people who lived in the inner city, who were used to being able to buy those goods from the inner city,
right,
they couldn't travel all the way out there.
Right.
Tell me that's not by design.
Yeah.
Tell me that tell me that wasn't due to voting, lack of votes. Wasn't due to people interacting and not being able to talk to the congressman, to the city commissioners, to make sure that, okay, well, what's going on with this?
I agree with you.
And all that happened in the state of Detroit.
In the city of Detroit,
In the city of Detroit. I'm sorry, I miss you. But this is one of the things where if we don't start to look locally, these things are what.
That's what you'll go back to the beginning. Local voting.
And when you
local voting.
And I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna be ready to move on. The thing that struck a nerve with me about the whole Detroit situation is when they started killing off all the supermarkets in the city and moved them out to the suburbs. When black people were trying to move out of the city to the suburbs, they weren't allowed to get those loans because who were the banks? The banks were ran by who?
Yeah,
were ran by the white people who lived in the suburbs, and they knew that they didn't want no niggas out there in them suburbs. Yeah. And so because they created that situation based off of a systematic approach to where we're going to let this city fail.
Yeah. Well, Detroit is coming back.
But but wait, and I'm getting to that because this is the trick. This is the game. See, people don't understand. This is the game. Mm-hmm. They wanted that to fail, and then all these people running in and doing what? They're buying houses. They're buying apartments. They're buying businesses for pennies on the dollar, and then they fix them up. And the price is $500,000. Gentrification at its finest.
And African Americans cannot
afford to live there. They can't afford to shop there. They can't afford to buy there.
So then they got their own.
So they're going to push them in a certain part of the suburbs where they don't mind. They don't mind the niggas living. They don't mind that the niggas are living here. We're going to keep the niggers over here, and we're going to let them tear that up while we go ahead and rebuild. Tell me that's not a plan. That is the American propaganda. Yes, that's the American propaganda machine at its finest.
By design.
That's why I tell people all the time, never sell your home. I don't care if there's nothing left and they're trying to burn it down. Hold on to that last brick. Because that land is going to be worth something. Because these people come in and they're buying this up for pennies on the dollar. And they're offering you.
They did the same thing in Cleveland.
You do it all. Yep, Cleveland. They do it. Harlem.
Yeah.
Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Especially
Harlem.
Especially Harlem.
Yeah.
They did it in Kansas City. Downtown Kansas City. They out there by Arrowhead. They did
okay, I want to move on. I got. I'm going to give you one here that I want to talk about because I really don't know much about this. And but I want to ask your opinion because I know you up on all the cultural things that's happening with the millennials and so forth.
I try.
I'm a little older than you, for those of you who don't know. And anyway, I want to talk about this Gabrielle Union and this Terry Crews thing. What are they fighting about? What's wrong with these people? I mean, can't we all? Who said this? Can't we all just get along?
Rodney King.
Why are they fighting? What's going on?
So, first and foremost, I'm gonna say this is heartbreaking for me because I was a huge Terry Crews fan.
Right.
I was a huge.
So you're not a fan anymore?
Oh no.
So you think he did Gabrielle wrong?
Yes, I do. So
I read something he said.
Let's get to the bones of it. So what happened with America's Got Talent? So they brought in Gabrielle Union and they brought in this Huff person.
Yeah. Julianne
Huff.
Yeah,
so they were doing.
Forgive me if I'm mispronouncing.
Yeah, we mispronounced it once again. This is not research. This is us talking.
It should be research.
It's not going to be research. I'm not spending that much time. But so what happened is Gabrielle Union was on set and she was doing her thing and she's dressing. She's coming in and. Simon Cowell likes to smoke cigarettes on set.
Things.
So, well, it first started with him smoking on set. And she kept telling him, this is a non-smoking area. I got my daughter here. Could you not smoke? And
right.
He
oh, wow.
Caught an attitude about it.
Okay.
Where he could be smoking here and it would sign no smoking right there.
Oh, boy.
So, rightfully so, she's like, hey, can you get that?
Right.
So then all of a sudden.
NBC acknowledged her complaints.
NBC has been having issues with racism for a long time.
So what's going on with Terry Crews?
But see, I'm getting to that. So what happened was they started sending her emails about her hair being too black or too ethnic. Your hair's too black. Your hair's too ethnic. Your outfit's too black. Your outfit's too ethnic. You're too ethnic. You're too black. Which is another word for nigga. Calm down.
Okay.
that's what it basically is. It's a
send
horrible
your
tactic.
Letters to Larry. Send
once
your
again,
hate mail to Larry.
Once
please.
again, send away because I want all of the smoke. Send them away because I don't care. I can debate my position for any one of you.
We got a lot of flack about Kanye West, so
And guess who don't care?
I know.
Guess who don't care at all?
What is Terry saying?
I'm getting to the Terry Crews aspect. The Terry Crews aspect of it is Gabrielle had not only did they talk about that, so when she refused to stop, then she started complaining about, look, I'm not changing nothing, and I feel disrespected that you're worried about my hair.
Absolutely, she should be.
So all of a sudden, so the America's Got Talent said, well, we're not gonna bring her back.
Okay.
So which. They're fine and they're well within their rights to do, but the reasoning why is what caught everybody's ear. The reason why, because Gabrielle got on Instagram and Facebook and said, "Oh, they fired me because I was speaking out against issues that was pertinent to black people as a whole, and Simon Cowell smoking, and I feel like I was unduly fired." And so America Talent and NBC did the white people's two-step that they always do. Oh, no, we love you, black people. No, simple nigger. No, we love you.
That's the white people two-step.
That's the white people two-step. They jump on. What the white people two-step is when you say something against a white person, and even though they know that what they did or said was racist, what they generally like to do.
They back up two-step.
Not only do they do the side step, they do dancing. You know how you do like you do on the electric slide? I call it the white people two-step. They try to sidestep the problem by saying, well, you can't be mad at us, black person, because we have niggers in the back that are doing all this other stuff. We got niggers on this show and this show and this show.
Right.
But you're not addressing the
issue at hand.
The issue that I'm bringing to you, and the only reason why you're not addressing that issue that I'm bringing and putting in front of you is because you can't. So what you do is you try to fluff it around with, and then you have.
You know what that's called? Redirecting.
Of course.
They take the focus off of me
and
direct it somewhere else and keep talking about it.
That's why I call it the white people two-step, because they step 2 steps to the left past the problem.
Right.
So what they did is, and this is where it's heartbreaking.
So tell me what Terry Crews said.
Wait, I'm getting to that right now. So what happens is Gabrielle Union she said straight up, this is horrible, this is racism, this is colorism, this is everything that's wrong.
Right.
So of course you're gonna bring on the new muscle black guy that's darker than night.
Right.
And what did he say? I ain't never had no problems with NBC. They've been great to me. I don't know what she's talking about. And he's
stepping fetching. He's stepping fetching.
Oh man.
Oh Lord.
And we're a very diverse group. We're a very diverse group. And we have diversity at every corner. And we're doing everything. And we're supporting diversity. And we all love each other. And we sing Kumbaya after every show. And we hug and kiss on the lips.
A bunch of BS.
So rather than say nothing, which is always. Let me help you out, Terry Crews and the rest of you celebrities. When you're in a situation where white people are setting you up to say
just
something,
shut up.
The great thing that you can say is it could be as easy as 2 words: no comment.
Yep.
That'll stop all the problems.
So you saying he threw the sister under the bus?
I'm not saying that. Gabrielle said it on Instagram and Facebook the very next day.
She said he threw her under the bus.
He threw her under the bus.
Well, that's the way it looks like.
And he was willing to be the staple of saying why NBC is right. Because if NBC did nothing wrong, this is the funny part.
I don't agree. They did something wrong.
But
they allowed Simon Cowell to do all that BS. Is what they doing.
Well, I'm saying if NBC felt like that there was nothing wrong with the way they was doing things, and if they fired her rightly, then why did they have a think tank get together with Gabrielle Union to talk about racial issues. You see what I'm saying? Because that was not the first time that they've had these types of issues, and it's not going to be the last. And it seems that the thing that's only stays consistent is they always reach out and find one jigaboo that's going to say what they want to say. We sick, boss? Yeah, we sick, boss. No, we loves it here. Please send your
negative comments to Larry.
Please send it. Please
I'm Melvin.
And I'm Larry.
Send your negative comments to him, okay?
Please send them away because I don't care. Because the
we're going to close.
That is just ridiculous. And Terry Crews, you broke my heart, and you're a horrible person for letting them play you like that.
All right, we're going to go full circle. We're going to close. I want to give him a last thought about my man Kobe, and I'm going to let you give a last thought.
Yes.
And then we're gonna close out the segment. I just want to say again that I'm heartbroken about Kobe Bryant. He was one of my idols. I never had his jersey because I am a Piston fan, but this is so sad, so sad. And he was an extraordinary young man, multi-talented, very well liked by everybody.
Visionary.
Great
businessman.
Excellent entrepreneur.
Smart. Yes.
And you can't say enough positive things about this young man.
Not at all.
And I tell you, this world is so unpredictable. And the only thing I want to say in closing is just keep praying. And love your family.
Amen. I just want to say my last thought is always going to be, Kobe, the Staples Center is going to be a lot dimmer.
Oh, yes.
Without you.
Oh, God, yes.
It is not going to be the same. There are numerous players who you've affected, there's tons of kids out there who have patterned their game after you. There are people, you have touched the lives of millions upon millions of people.
Even out of this country.
Exactly.
Worldwide. Yes.
And you will be sorely missed. You are an amazing talent. You are an amazing person. You had a good heart and you raised your family and you fought for your family.
Yes.
And all the things.
Preach, brother.
One of the things that I always loved about Kobe is Kobe did stuff without the cameras being on.
Yep. Positive things. He never had to have a lot of things that Kobe did, nobody knew about. Under the radar.
And people who brought it out or talked about it, they were always the ones that say, nobody knew about this, but Kobe did this. Nobody knew about this, but Kobe did that. And so in that vein of thinking, I'm going to always be a big fan. Once again, I'm a Knickerbocker for life. But I respect, you would do that right now. I respect you as a person. I respect you as a player.
Yes, sir.
You were a defining moment in a lot of people's lives, including myself. So, with that, I'm going to say, rest in peace, brother. Rest in heaven.
Yes, sir.
So, thank you.
We'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time, folks.